everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. As y'all may have noticed, to quote the Old Spice guy, I'm on a horse. This right here is the Steed of the Yield, which is this year's Farmers Festival pony. Not too bad as far as tablecloth horses go. The comparison and all is not that bad. It's a little bit detailed, got a little bit more than just drapery going on. It's a nice horse with 4 black socks and has some pouches on the back of it, although they are merely printed on the texture. It's not actual pouches, objects like what you would see on, for instance, the steed of the burglar. But it's a decent enough horse. And as you see, I have been grinding away at the festival for the last couple of days, whenever I have a little bit of time. So we are going to go ahead and dismount here. Now, when we last left off, we were here in Rivendell talking to Glorfindel, and we were discussing Narmaleth. Last time around, we had gone down, had a council with Glorfindel, with Narmaleth, as far as determining whether she was truly Narmaleth or whether she was still Amarthiel. And he had decided that she could be trusted for now and put her into our protection and our watch. So we were starting up the next chapter of Book 15, Chapter 8, Only Fitting.
Will you lend me your ear?
Yep, let's get this out of your face here, pal. And there we go. Narmaleth has sent word that she desires to speak with you, Gnarlo. She wishes to begin preparations for the journey immediately, and asks for you to return to Delisad as quickly as you may, so that yet another travel back to Delisad. Pray do not forget my counsel, and be cautious when dealing with Narmaleth in the event that we are deceived. Revised though she may seem, one does not plunge one's hand so deeply into the realm of shadow without finding them forever tarnished by its influence. I fear that your road hence will be fraught with peril, my friend, but I hope that you will find light in the darkness when all is done. So we're going to travel back down to talk to Narmaleth, and we will automatically travel as soon as we accept this quest, and that's why we didn't do it at the end of last episode. So let us go ahead and make the trip back down to Delisad to talk to Narmaleth. Quick enough trip, a hell of a lot quicker than riding it. So let's go on up and see where she might be found now. Is she going to be inside in all the doom and gloom and ruin? Or will she be found outside here? Hang on just a second, if you'll excuse me for a moment. I need to turn off my UI setting here. I have got Quest Finder on for some reason. I want to switch that off. There we go. Good. I'm just noticing a weird little arrow showing up over here. Alright, much better. I now remember in the Farmer's Quest, I was using that to make sure that they actually wanted me, one of the item collection things in the Farmer's Quest, Farmer's Fair, is to go to Long North Cotton Farm and bring some wine back. So I had turned on, I knew North Cotton was up there in Oak Barton, and I wanted to be sure that that was the actual farm that they wanted us to go to. So I turned it on, and sure enough, that was indeed the farm. Oh, you poor dear. You look very emo. You look like you should be singing for Panic at the Disco or something. Let's go ahead and talk to her about Only Fitting. We must be quick if we hope to stop Mordirith. I know of one place only in which he could house his foul steed. Deep in Barad Galaran, Mordirith has a secret lair, Gador Gularan. There we go, Gularan. The path thither is beset with danger, but perhaps we can catch Mordirith off his guard. He will not have foreseen that you would trust me enough to allow my passage to Angmar, and this distrust will be his undoing. Let us begin our final preparations. Chapter 9, A Champion's Return. We can now make the journey to Gathforthnir in Angmar, where my father hid for so long, watching for my return. From Gathforthnir we will be able to form our plan of attack. You will have to go ahead and carry word to Golidir. I doubt that he will be eager to allow my admittance to Gathforthnir, yet he is a good man. Speak to Golidir and ask him to let me enter, and I will follow if he allows it. So here we are going to automatically travel back to Gathforthnir, way in the north of Angmar, and talk to Golidir and see whether or not he is going to be as trusting of Narmaleth Amarthiel here as Glorfindel is. So let us ride up to the top. Hopping on the horse just because if you're going more than any way across a courtyard, riding a horse is still the fastest way to do it, even if you're just going up the hill to the door here. It's still the quickest way. You will catch up and pass where you would go, how far you would have ran if you'd been on foot. And I have tested this. I have taken and had a person, a distance that short, had one person start running, another person summon up their horse and take off, and you do catch and pass yourself. So that is still the quickest way to get there. Let's go in and talk to Golidir. There we go. And see what he has to say.
What do you need?
He is definitely not going to be very happy about this. Amarthiel, in Gathforthnir, I forbid it. Should we also make rooms for Mordirith and Mordirith? I will not have my enemies within the walls of the stronghold, whose very doors have been defended by those whose blood she has spilled. Nay, perhaps I spoke too rashly. I am sorry, Gnarlo. I remember the long years in which Laerdan sought to free his daughter from the evil that consumed her, even to his own doom. As a last favor to my dear friend, I will harbor Narmaleth in Gathforthnir.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Chapter 10, The Broken Blade of Dunakar. Narmaleth will have arrived by now. Wow, that was fast. Go to her father's old room and see what she has to say about the situation here in Angmar. I hope you know what you're doing, Gnarlo, because I still have my reservations that she has truly forsaken her old ways. Alright, let's go over to Laerdan's room, which I believe... It's not the one to the left. The one to the left was his daughter's room. I think it's the one... That was the room, yeah, Lorniel. That was his late daughter's room, who Amarthiel is also responsible for the death of. I believe Laerdan's room was over here. Now let us go in. Yes, there she is. Thank you for speaking on my behalf, Gnarlo. From here we can set into motion the plan to defeat Mordirith at last. My father's final words revealed to me how Mordirith may be defeated. Though he has returned from Minas Morgul with great power, he still bears the scar of Golidir's blade, Dunakar, that pierced him and sent him back to his foul master. If we were to bear this weapon before him, even in its broken state, the memory of his wound will be enough to make Mordirith falter. Speak to Golidir and find out what has become of the broken blade of Dunakar. I guess we can justify this back and forth here with two people that are in the same damn hideout. Being that, I guess we can justify it as Golidir will trust our word and allow her in here, but he still doesn't trust or like her enough to actually face her in person. That's how we'll rationalize it, anywho. What has happened to the blade of Dunakar?
How can I be of service?
Narmaleth has arrived at a plan to rid us of Mordirith. I am ready to hear it.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Chapter 11, A Father's Final Gift. Guladir listens to your account of Narmaleth's plan and nods. I took the broken hilt of Dunakar with me when I buried my dear Lorniel, and by her grave it lies still. After her death we carried her as far as we dared under the cover of darkness. She rests atop a hill on the northern slopes of Gorlathad. If the blade of Dunakar will aid you in your fight against Mordirith, I give you my leave to retrieve it. So we need to go to Gorthlad on the northern slopes and see if we can find Lorniel's grave. So we will take a look at that as soon as we get outside, and we'll find on the map where exactly we need to go. So we are going to travel back out of the stronghold into Angmar itself, and we will see you here in just a moment. Okay, we have exited from Gathforthnir here. Let us pull up the map. As you see, we are right up here in this area. We are going to travel down from the edge of Himbar. As you see, Gorthlad is down here on the middle of the right-hand side. So we'll be traveling back down across the little pond there and follow the road down through the Imlad Balcorth, which is where you find all the undead. Come back out into the swamps of the Malinhad, round the corner and go into Gorthlad. And I imagine we're going to find her grave somewhere along this northern area right here. So that is where we are going to head. Once we get back down here to the area of Gorthlad, we will at that point make our way into the hills, and that is where we will rejoin you. So in the meantime, we're just going to be traveling on back down in there. And as usual, we will see you when we arrive. We have come back into the eastern Malinhad and approaching into Gorthlad. I did have surprisingly, as we came through the southern Himbar and through right before we got to the Imlad there, some of the spiders, few of the spiders, and as you see, we've taken a little bit of damage on Russia. Some of the spiders and bats and Morval were still, I think we turned a little too soon. Well, yeah, I think we need to be on top of the hills there, so I think we need to come back out and take the next level. But some of the spiders and bats and Morval were still conning green to us, even here at level 57. So some of their area effect things they were casting our way were troubling old Rushik here, but not too terribly bad. Not too terribly bad. Never dumped me off or anything. She's a fine old horse. Fine old horse. Alright, I think this is where we will turn in and go into the Gorthlad, I believe. Yep, there we go. We're now in the Gorthlad. So let us start riding along these northern edges here and see if we can find Lorniel's grave, as he has given us permission to, well, I guess essentially loot her grave and use it to get the sword that stabbed Mordirith once and caused him to lose his physical form for a while. Put Amarthiel in charge, and hopefully we will be able to use it once more to weaken him to the point where we may yet again take him down. Perhaps this time, if not on a more permanent basis, perhaps at least on a more enduring basis. Take him out of the picture for a bit longer. Alright, let's make sure we're still in Gorthlad here. Where are we on the map? Alright, you see we are right there moving through these hills. I was thinking the hills would be the hills along this northern stretch here, but it looks like no, it's these hills along the bottom, because this right here is actually, as we went to see, this is Grishbalt, which is kind of an Orc-control stronghold there. And I don't think they would have snuck in there to put her grave in. So let us keep looking. Where might her grave have been? That in the northern hills here. That goes back down into Grishbalt again. Let's try around this way. I saw something. Don't know if it was a lighted area on the map, whether it was a fire or a ring. Lots of hidden valleys and such in here. We haven't been in this area of Angmar for a while now. Remember, we were up in here hunting for some of these bushes and all. And also hunting down some of the other creatures. As long as we're still in Gorthlad, we're about as far north in this part of Gorthlad as we can be. So we should be approaching her grave here very shortly. Wondering if they oh, there we go. There's a burial mound. And there's Durakar at the head of it, right there. So let us go ahead and dismount. Sorry, I'm going to have to take your sword away from you there. At least for a while. Let us use it to avenge you and the other people who Mordirith and Mordirith have been responsible for. And I promise we will bring it back. But even then, hopefully, one day, we'll be able to overthrow the Dark Lord, overthrow this land, and perhaps take you back and bury you in nicer circumstances. Now, let us take a look over here. Will we be able to get out this way? Yes, we can. We can actually ride up this way, too, can't we? Okay, we're going to go through the maze of twisted jumbles of rocks here. All these twisted jumble of paths. Down here in the Nangirth, all around Barad Gularan. And make our way back up to... there that way to Gath Forthnir. See? We're still running into some green stuff. Even after all this time. So we are going to try to work our way through the maze, get back down to where we need to be. Ooh, running in some light blues too. Definitely a little bit higher over here. Definitely a little bit higher level area over here away from the... Alright, I guess we are going to have to take these on. Otherwise, we're going to end up with this mighty train behind us. So let's go ahead and fight them back. They should go down soon enough. And I think at that point, just to avoid any more unnecessary combats. Alright, we're able to snap right back out of it. To avoid any more unnecessary conflicts and contacts, we will probably switch over to sneak mode. See if we can sneak our way back across this mountain. There we go. Okay, we're going to be heading right back over yonder. So we are going to hide ourselves down a little bit. And as I said once again, we will see you whenever we get back over to our desired location. Let's see which way we might have to go here. We will see you in just a little bit. We are, I hope, approaching the northern edge of the Nan Girth here, skirting around the great towers. I tell you, it would actually have been easier for me to go the other way. Remember what, there's another light blue, remember what Pippin says, you know, shortcuts make long delays. And that is so very true. I was thinking, I think that's the path that we can lead up to right there. I was thinking cutting across here, since it was a more straight path, would be the quickest way to go. And we haven't even gotten into any more fights. It's just there are no straight paths here. Everything winds back and forth, back and forth. Half of these lead to dead ends, and the other half have steep drop-offs on either side. So there's no way to cut right across it. It would have been easier to circle all the way back around and to have gone through the Deadlands once more. But I think we are finally working our way out of here. And we should see the poisoned, stagnant lake ahead of us. Right past this tree, I would imagine. As we re-enter the Angmar. And then it will be a short ride back up to Gathforthnir. And we can bring the hilt back to Golidir. I am hoping it does not remind him and cause too much sorrow of the remembrance of his daughter, Lorniel. And we have made it through. Wow. Okay. Now, a quick swim across this lake, then we'll go up the path back over to the stronghold, and we will meet you back in Golidir's chambers. And we'll see you there. We have returned to the Ranger stronghold. Let us talk to Golidir, let him know that we have brought the hilt.
What do you need?
I trust the hilt was not too difficult to find.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Chapter 12. Ooh, it's turned light blue. Wow. Level 52 fellowship. So that would have been a hard quest back when the level was 50. Alright. I thought I had seen this hilt for the last time. The very weight of it brings back memories, both painful and heartening. Long and well it served me before it was shattered by the false king. Bring the hilt to Narmaleth. She has been preparing for the final assault and is waiting your return. This quest is meant for a fellowship. If you choose to undertake this quest solo, you receive an inspiration bonus. But the challenge will be great. Alright, the next one's to go to Narmaleth is awaiting you. So we will travel over to Narmaleth's quarters. We will bring her the hilt. Alright, and I think this will be the end of our adventure for today. Because we are cruising up. We've definitely passed minute 20, I think. Probably heading toward 25. And I do not want to get into a long battle. Let's see, is this one going to be travel now? Yes, Assault Gadur Gularan. So that is where we will leave off. Alright, Narmaleth, you may be prepared to travel, but I'm not. I'm going to have to get me some more pipeweed and a pot of coffee first. And a little bit more time. So that is where we will leave off for this time around. And we will see y'all next time. Hope you have enjoyed it. And next time we will go on into a fellowship instance, where we go and we face Mordirith inside his stronghold. One of his strongholds. And we will see how this turns out, and whether Narmaleth will be able to achieve some redemption for everything she has done in the past. So we will leave it there. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to be grinding the Farmer's Fair if that's what you're into. I think we have about 8 or 9 more days left on that, so a little over a week for you to get out there and get your tokens, get your horses, and any of the cosmetic stuff that you want. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.